Mates are created between entities. In fact, they exist specifically to relate one entity to another in an assembly. After mates are defined, some of the mated entities can disappear for a variety of reasons, resulting in broken mates. For instance, this can happen when a component's geometry changes, eliminating a mated face or edge, or when a reference plane is accidentally deleted or suppressed. Another common reason you may end up with broken mates is the replacement of components in an assembly. In this case, I'll be replacing the blue plate with another component. I'll right-click the plate and select Replace Components. This brings up the Replace Property Manager. I can add more components to be replaced by selecting them with this window active. If I had multiple instances of the same component, I could check the All Instances checkbox to replace all of them. I'll use the Browse button to select a part called Replacement Plate. If I had the replacement plate or any other part already open, they would be displayed in the Replace with this one selection window, to be selected without having to browse for the part. I'll leave all other options at their default, including the Reattach Mates option at the bottom. When I click OK, the Mate Entities Property Manager appears, along with two pop-up windows. One of the pop-up windows is a preview of the plate that's being replaced, and the other is a pop-up toolbar to help replace the mates. The Mate Entities window lists any entities involved in a mate. By clicking the Show All Mates checkbox, all entities, including valid ones, will be shown. In this case, Show All Mates has no effect because all mates have problems. By selecting each entity in the list, SOLIDWORKS will highlight a face in the graphics area and a face in the preview window. These two faces are the ones that used to be mated together. We need to select a face in the graphics window that corresponds to the highlighted face in the preview window in order to replace the mates. On the pop-up toolbar, I can use the Isolate option to hide parts that are not part of the replacement process. However, since this is a simple assembly, I'll leave the view at Entire Assembly. Next, I'll click the face on the new plate that I wish to mate to the selected reference. And don't worry if the preview looks wrong at this point. Continue with the rest of the entities and see what the results are. However, if I do select the wrong face on the replacement part, I can use the Undo button. I'll click on the Next Reference button to continue replacing the mates. Now, as you select replacement entities, the item will disappear from the Property Manager. If you wish to keep all entities visible, even those you've already reattached, just make sure the Show All Mates checkbox is enabled. In some cases, you may have to change the alignment of certain mates. This can be done by simply selecting the right mate in the list and clicking the Flip Mate alignment at the bottom. Finally, if I don't want to replace one of the mates, I can simply delete it by clicking on the Delete Mate button. At this point, I'll click OK, and the plate has been successfully replaced. Notice here in the corner a hole is covered by an end plate. The process we just went through is meant to properly orient the replacement part, and to keep you from having to recreate all of the mates. It's not, however, meant to edit your existing mates to avoid problems like this one. You'll have to edit the individual mates to make any necessary changes. In this example, the Mate Entities Property Manager appeared automatically when a component was replaced. You can actually use the Replace Mate Entities tool at any time. Simply right-click a component, a mate, or an entire mate group, and select Replace Mate Entities. The mate entities listed in the Property Manager will depend on which of these you select.